Hello, hello everyone! Welcome to Lido History. As always, I'm Adam, and we are with Age of Empires IV. It's finally here. I am extremely excited for this. Hello Reed, KJ, Jan, welcome everyone. As you guys know, I played the stress test a few weeks ago, and I am ridiculously excited for it now, for the full launch, based off of that. Because the stress test did a lot of things that are not necessarily right, but are definitely interesting. And since then, we've learned more information about the ways that they are trying to be historical, or trying to, recognize that Age of Empires is going to be used in classrooms to try and teach history, and actually do stuff with it. Actually, include more rigorous historical documentaries, reenactor footage, stuff like that, in order to actually showcase some of the things this game, the research that went into this game, and what the game is trying to do. So this is going to be a good time. So, full disclosure, right, I played so much. I played so much Age of Empires 2 as a kid. I was always a single-player nerd, right? I did the campaigns and nothing but the campaigns. That hasn't changed. That hasn't changed. We're going to keep doing that. And Leander, thank you for the tier 1 for 16 months. Absolutely insane. Much love. So, before we hop into the actual campaign, though, I did want to pay attention to the tutorial, which is why, it's actually why we're a bit late on us going live here, is that the tutorial took about 30 minutes. Which is a lot. Hello, Gazician. Welcome. So, the tutorial had this weird framing of, you are English, we had longbows, so you're clearly English. But it is a random village made out of refugees who got displaced by invaders. Generic, invader-flavored invaders. And so they found a village, and then build a militia, and then come back and attack, and then turn into a mighty city. It's worth noting that, while I won't say that a situation like that never happens, because it did, by probably about 700 or so, pretty early into what we consider the Middle Ages, this is not likely to happen because there aren't that many desolate places to retreat to. Right, it would be very hard, especially in England, to walk more than a day without running into at least one other village, probably several other villages. Oh yeah, the tutorial's quite whack. So, in medieval England, it's pretty clear early on that the most important cities are old Roman military forts, because they're the places that people can safely, guaranteed retreat to. Right, those are the fortified areas where you can garrison people pretty, garrison a relatively easy standing army. It's the biggest town that can support the most people, and so these old Roman forts are what end up expanding. Londinium, Uric, Winchester, all these places end up, Leicester, Gloucester, yeah. Cambridge was abandoned, Dupont, and then re-established. So, anyway, point is, right, a lot of the cities kind of established themselves in Roman centers. So, given that, the idea that an invasion would displace people into the wilderness where they could re-establish themselves is something that's super popular. Like, it's actually ridiculously popular in the sort of medievalist media. There's another game. I think it's just called, Medieval Simulator. I don't quite remember, but there's another one that came out this year, not that long ago, that has effectively the same premise, right? That it's great for a survival game, right? It's great for some sort of this man versus nature versus other men nature or narrative, where you go out, you start with nothing, you're building yourself up from the ground up. But that's not really what's likely to happen. You might see that very, very occasionally in something like the Welsh Borderlands, where there is, or actually not the Borderlands, the Welsh Highlands, where there are more empty spaces, and in the Scottish Highlands too. But for the most part, in a relatively flat area, the forests are going to be managed by certainly the year shortly after 1066, if not in the early medieval period. There's going to be guards keeping an eye out for poachers. There's going to be towns all around the periphery of every forest. There's really not a lot of places where someone can establish a significant-sized new town. So the tutorial is a bit of your generic medievalist stuff. A common narrative, but sadly not one particularly well grounded in anything. But hopefully, the campaigns are better. We are not going to do multiplayer today. And unfortunately, we aren't able to take a look at all of the abilities. But I do, actually, before we go in, I do want to take a look at the tech trees for everyone in the full release. Because we haven't gotten a chance to do that yet. We haven't seen half of these. So, tech tree. England. Let's see, England has network of castles. This is our burh system, which is adopted from early medieval England, but under Angevin Norman rule. Totally still a thing. It's part of why you get such a big castle building spree in Ireland and Wales and Scotland as the Normans move in. It's the thing they do. Island of agriculture. Sure. Oh, hey, look. Defensive burh. I don't know why they're calling it B-Y-R-I-G instead of B-U-R-H, but that's like a 12th century spelling? Meh. It's weird. It's weird. But we get an early man-at-arms, villagers get bows, town centers maul people. We do more farms, blah 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 blah. Then you get the council hall, which builds longbowmen at fast, and then Abbey of Kings, which is Westminster. It's just Westminster Abbey, even though it doesn't actually say it. And then you get the King's Palace, which is just another town center, or the White Tower, in London, which is just a keep. You got Berkshire and Wingard palaces, and then you can get the Cathedral of St. Thomas Becket, so Canterbury Cathedral, really late as their wonder, like really, really late as their wonder. Sam, I'm not sure. I didn't see any actually. Did you look things up that I am not aware of yet? And then there's a lot of things inside here. Funky. Actually quite funky. Chemistry, geometry, biology as the things at university. Hold up a minute. There's no astronomy. Extremely funky. Hello, welcome. So, the only one of these that's actually right to be taught at a university in the Middle Ages is geometry. Because we should have grammar, logic, rhetoric, astronomy, geometry. Oh, what are the last two? Come on, I'm gonna look it up because I'm not gonna sit here racking my brains about the quadrivium when I can just Google it. Arithmetic, music, geometry, and astronomy. Okay, yeah, they separate arithmetic out from it. Ballistics? Like, I'm assuming it's because, physics. But that's all I've got. Chemistry is alchemy, which is actually usually not taught at medieval universities. They thought it was an improper thing for people to be learning in sometimes in some places. There were some universities that taught it, but there was a lot of sort of para-university structures that would do much of the alchemical training in the High Middle Ages. So yeah, we should have arithmetic, we should have astronomy, we should have music in here. Which would be actually really quite more interesting than just having, you know, gunpowder damage, archer damage, horse health, etc. To actually look at some non-violent benefits in the late game. It would be interesting. Anyway, next up, China. Read, I like your thought process. Incendiary arrows, so professors can deliver their failing grades in style. You love to see it. Anyway, so China, in the period that they are saying is quote-unquote medieval, because obviously the periodization doesn't work. So in the year roughly 500 to 1500, you know, they're going from 907 to 1644, but you know, basically trying to go someone in this time to someone in this time, give or take 100 years. Has 4 main... Incorrect. Has at least 5 main dynasties, of which 4 are represented here. We have the Tang. We have the Sung. The Jin get left out, because in roughly 1200, I believe. Don't quote me on that. It's been a hot second since I've done significant amounts of Chinese stuff. Though I have been looking into it recently for a game we're going to start up next week, so have that to be excited for. Regardless, the Song eventually splits into the northern. The first part is called the Northern Song, and then the Manchu or Jurchen Jin dynasty takes over northern, what is now modern China, and then the Southern Song still exists along the Yangtze River. And then they're all steamrolled by the Mongols, and we get the Yuan dynasty. And then we get, after that, the Ming dynasty. I know, the Jin are cool. But we do not get them here. Instead, we just get that there is somewhere, unique dynasty building, we get our sweet Song-style village. And so, you know, we get the establishment of some of the imperial bureaucracies. Ta-da. And then eventually the Great Wall, because of course we do. And then we get the Forbidden Palace, it is called the Enclave of the Emperor. Ta-da. The other thing, though, that they do actually quite well in this, obviously this is inherently a very teleological structure. In that one leads into another, leads into another, leads into another. There's 2 things they do that I like. Firstly, the dynasties don't advance with the ages. You need, one landmark, from each era to advance the age. You need both to advance the dynasty. So this decouples the idea that the, dynasties are inherently a teleological progression, but rather are themselves in some way a socially conditioned thing. The other thing that reinforces this is the fact that you can lose the ability to produce units when you advance dynasties. So, let's see, what is there? Where is it? Nope, they don't get that there. Where are you? Archer range? I wonder if they may have changed this. Yeah, they may have changed this. But there were some of them that were supposed to be unable to be built in later dynasties, right? So you just lose the ability to make something. So they may have changed this between stages. Maybe it's the Juganu that the UN can't build. We'll have to experiment with that. We'll absolutely have to take a look at that at some point, make sure my memory's right. But the idea was that, you know, the Yuan dynasty is not building directly on the Song. And so the things that the Song can do are not necessarily the things that the Yuan can do. And that's a cool thing, right? That's really cool. Because it is really easy to portray the dynasties as being necessary progressions one to the other, and that's not at all what it was. So the little things that they're doing to decouple it are things I actually really like. Next up, the French have knights. What a shock. What an absolute shock. This is the stereotypical 100 Years' War image of medieval France. That we have these huge armies of knights that get slaughtered by English longbows at Agincourt and at Crécy, and that totally makes sense and doesn't negate complexity at all. Anyway, Chamber of Commerce and the School of Cavalry, the Royal Institute and the Guildhall, the Red Palace and the College of Artillery, and then, no surprise, Notre Dame de Paris is the wonder. What else do we get? Faster villager and scout production, that's awesome. Economic technology is cheap. Trade posts are revealed at the start. Traders can return any resource to the market. Melee damage techs are research for free. Trade ships return 20 more gold. Huh. And then you still want to build a range of castles around because it makes things cheaper. I don't know that I like this. I don't know that I like this, but we'll have to see how it works in action to see how this works. And the Holy Roman Empire. Really focus on the holy part of it, with prelates being their main economic thing. Just allowing a whole lot of rapid gold production, rapid economic production. And then producing comical amounts of units all at once. I'll be very curious to see if in their campaigns they do more to show the social structures of medieval France and the HRE, because their tech trees don't really suggest those at all. You know, it's surprising. Age of Empires 2 was the one that was really good at, or really good, comparatively good at Euro kingdoms, and then got worse the farther out of Latin Christendom you got. This one may be somewhat different. We'll have to see in practice, but the French and Holy Roman Empire things seem pretty generic right now. They seem pretty generic of a classic unified monarchy medieval. Hooray. We'll talk more about what the boots are like on the ground as we're exploring the campaigns for them. The Mongols. So, Mongols don't appear to not need houses, but they also, I know, let's see, they seem to be going for the ovo as their stone, as effectively their stone harvester, which I know is not something that is particularly liked among some of the folks in here, because it's a thing Age of Empires 2 also did, But before we get into detail on that, I need to do some research in order to know what's going on here. So, put a pin in this, we'll come back to it. Also, notice they have all of these new landmarks. All of these can get moved around. Right? A whole bunch of these areas of these buildings can be packed up and moved. Which is really weird in an RTS system, the being able to just like leave is pretty neat. Yup, it is just called a prayer tent. And it gets a shaman, which is the, you know, Mongol and Manchu culture are like the only ones that are, I feel, truly fine with using this language for. But, meh. They are, Jeremiah, you are correct, that they are doing this, and this is a thing that actually a contact I have that happens to be on the dev team actually talked about this, so they do acknowledge that for the way of making these seem more distinct than these cultures play in meaningfully distinct ways, they really leaned into the nomadic side of the semi-nomadic Mongol culture. Yeah, Sakratos. That's why I said, like, Manchu culture is the one I'm totally fine with it in, because it's where it's from. Mongol, Mongol is not Manchu, and so they are not totally interchangeable, but, I feel fine about using that here, far more so than I would for, say, you know, Scandinavia? The place we see it way too often. Anyway. So that's a gameplay thing that they're leaning into the nomadic side of the semi-nomadic culture. But it is a worthwhile point, and we will see, hopefully, in the Mongol campaign, we will get a mix of nomadic and sedentary cities. Next up, the Ruse. So, the Ruse are complicated, I think, to... Why are you here? What? Why are you here? Fascinating. Anyway, they're difficult to talk about because the Ruse effectively have such distinct phases of existence. Because they start off as being a hybrid, like, Scando-Slavic culture space, where, according to the Slavic Primary Chronicle, the Rus start off with being the Slavic nobility inviting in some Swedes to basically be their overlords, because they were so bad at dealing with their own problems. Obviously, probably not what actually happened. Probably not what actually happened there. But you do see, you know, a Scando-Slavic hybrid, which then gets closer and closer ties to the Eastern Roman Empire, and then the Mongols obviously dramatically change it with the rise with what becomes Moscow. So they're starting basically with... Actually, I think they're starting with the conversion of the Rus to to Christianity. They're starting late for the Rus, is what my point here. They're starting actually quite late. Yeah, the many cultures claiming heritage and succession from the Rus leads to quite hated debates among Carpathian Russians, and Ukrainians too. to put it mildly. To put it very mildly. But they seem to be leaning into a relatively late interpretation of the Ruse, and so looking at them as the principalities that will eventually move north and center on Moscow instead of Kiev. Which makes sense because one of the campaigns is the rise of Moscow. China is the 3-star difficulty. And the reason why is that while England is 1, France is 1, I think the HRE is 2. Yeah, the HRE is 2, Mongols are 3. So, it's largely, I think, based on the how complicated the mode of progression is. Because even though the Rus aren't bad, they do have a lot going on, with oh yeah, the hunting cabin likes to have really spread out, to be really spread out around forests, which means you need to scatter these really carefully. So there's a lot of position-based stuff going on here. So it's purely a mechanical difficulty thing, I think. And I think, unfortunately, right, you're noticing non-Euro cultures are getting higher difficulty ratings for the most part. I think that's largely in fact of the basic system of Age of Empire progression. Is European, and so European cultures sit more comfortably in it and end up being mechanically easier. Something like the Delhi Sultanate doesn't. It doesn't really fit into it at all. So, I need to do some research before I can say a whole lot interesting here, or particularly useful. But they do seem to be combining a couple of things. Let me check those dates. Something seems weird there. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So they're combining several things. Several things. Under the umbrella of the Delhi Sultanate. Specifically, the Mughals. The Mughal Empire is the one that actually starts... Oh no, sorry, Mughals are afterwards. What's the one before that? It's the Gupta, and then I'm blanking, and then it's Delhi, and then it's the Mughals. Oh no. Oh no. Here we go, to the Googles. The Mauryans. Duh, it's the Mauryans. No, actually, they're earlier too. Wait. I know there's another empire in here. Yeah, I goofed. My Indian history timeline is garbage, Sacritus. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying about these guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I am just saying words. No, so really this demonstrates I cannot at this point say a whole lot interesting about these. We'll be doing some research in coming weeks, and we'll come back to them. How's that? When I have more information that is good, and not my memory presenting the wrong names. Anyway, we have the Abbasids. I love the Abbasids because they take the idea of the House of Wisdom, which is slightly a debated concept, and they just go, what if it is the most real building? And so everything until you get to the Prayer Hall of Uqba, which is in Algeria, every progression is just add wings onto the House of Wisdom. It's grand. It's a very silly thing, because obviously there are a lot of things being built, and a lot of different cultural movements, and also, you know, the Abbasids nominally end in 1517. Nominally. They were ousted from Baghdad 3 centuries before that. They fled to Egypt, and they became a complete figurehead for the past 200 years before their ending. So, you know, in practice, this is an in-name only survival, but they do technically last to 1517. Mamluk Egypt is perfectly happy to host the Abbasid Sultan and just call it a day. Yeah. So those are the 8 playable things at the beginning. And Sacerdos is helpfully letting us know that between the Gupta and the rise of the Delhi Sultanate in the early 13th century, it's sometimes considered a kind of, like, warring states thing. So, I'll be curious to see, you know, especially with the Delhi Sultanate, to do some more research and then go, hey, what are the things we can do? Yeah, I said Sultan, didn't I? They are technically the Caliph all the way through, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah. My brain apparently has turned all the way off. Poof. No more brain. So obviously I need to do some research on some of these before we can really dig into them and see how they're being adapted and how good that adaptation is. But for some we don't need to. And by the some, I do in fact mean the Normans. We're going to play an intermediate, knowing that intermediate is pretty hard. Like, these are really... Of course we're starting up Hastings. Come on. It is totally predictable. So, we're going to start an intermediate, we're probably going to get wrecked, and then we'll switch down to easy. Sound good? Let's get going. Aw, that's a boring book. Boo. That's a boring looking book.
Some events leave a deep mark on history, but none on the land. This is the site of the Battle of Hastings. After almost 1,000 years, no traces of the bloody conflict.
That was a good raven. That was a really cute raven.
But here, the fate of England turned. It's where a king was killed, and his victor claimed the throne.
So, the Battle of...
October 14th,
Okay,
1966.
we've got more things to listen to.
We know what happened here on this day, thanks to this. The Bayer Tapestry.
Which, as
Carefully preserved,
AC
illustrated
Esquire
record
would not hesitate to inform us, is actually an embroidery, not a tapestry.
players. Harold, the newly crowned Anglo-Saxon King of England, and his challenger, William, Duke of Normandy. William claimed the previous king had promised him the crown. So, he assembled an army and prepared to sail to England to fight King Harold for the throne.
That's not wrong, but that is actually a hair
But a
simplistic.
storm thwarted his plans. Meanwhile, Harold discovered that a Viking invasion had landed in the north. Another threat to his crown. So he raced to fight them.
We...
In France, William waited for the right conditions to sail across the Channel to England. The weather cleared. He seized his chance. 250 miles north, Harold had defeated the Vikings. Now, hearing of William's arrival, his army sped south.
Yup, it was about...
At 9 o'clock in the morning, on this hill, William's Norman army was ready to do battle with Harold's Anglo-Saxon men. The stage was set, and up for grabs, England itself.
The other main source that they didn't mention here at all is by William of Poitiers. The deeds of William, Duke of the Normans. Though the William of Malmesbury, deeds of the kings of England, and the so-called A.S. Chronicle. All give additional details of the battle that the tapestry doesn't. Yeah, a little bit History Channel style. Not executed badly. It's basically the summary you'll find on most educational sites. But, yeah. Chad is cringing over the use of the term Anglo-Saxon, which is fair. I side, because it's really not that hard to recognize that the term is no longer acceptable. It's been 4 years since Dr. MRO resigned and took over the ISAS account. It's been 4 years. Just change it. Just don't use that name anymore. It's not that hard. How are they setting this up?
14th, 1066,
How are they setting this?
Normandy stood ready for battle at the base of a hill. The high ground belonged to King Harold of England and his Anglo-Saxon
Okay,
army.
this is not great, but not terrible.
The fate of England would be decided.
Wild. Where are all of my cavalry? Wait, are these guys not the same as these guys? Oh, they aren't even my guys. Ah, crap. I only have access to a small group. No.
William's Norman army made the first charge, launching a direct assault on the shield wall.
Oh, good. Now I've got control to everyone. Yeah, this isn't a good idea.
Though William's army fought fiercely against the shield wall, it would not yield. As one man fell, another took his place.
Yeah,
Overlapping
we need
shields
a...
in tight formation made for a near impenetrable barrier.
No, we need to not do this. This is a...
Realizing his army could not break the shield wall, William called for a retreat.
William.
William's feigned retreat was working.
William.
The Anglo-Saxon army broke their shield wall formation, leaving gaps for William to make a move.
2. So, the reason for that... William, are you okay?
Harold's men no longer in shield wall formation. William could pick them off as they charged.
Well... I mean, I'm not doing great on that, actually. William, are you okay? Awesome.
The Anglo-Saxons had deployed rows of spearmen to push back the invaders. But William had an answer. His sharp-eyed archers.
Yes, thank you. How's William doing? William's okay? Good. I'd prefer if William didn't die.
More Norman men-at-arms reinforced William's army.
Where? There they are. The king is gonna die. Ah, he's died. Down. Damn. Unsurprising, but still frustrating.
Saxon archers joined the fray, and the Normans' deadly cavalry ready to charge. But first, William's forces had to eliminate the enemy spearmen, whose sturdy polearms could easily bring down a horse.
And more guys come in. Amusingly, the thing we actually saw there where I got William knocked off his horse is actually a thing that happened. And it might happen again. The Norman army nearly routs at Hastings, according to William of Malmesbury, because William...
With the threat of spearmen cleared from the field, William's cavalry was free to charge at the Anglo-Saxon archers.
William of Malmesbury says that William of Normandy actually gets wounded and falls off his horse, and the Norman army nearly routs. So to deal with that, he actually ends up taking off his helm in the middle of the battle, which is extremely dangerous. And he...
The Anglo-Saxon army was in disarray.
Ends up rallying people around him by getting off of his... by actually, like, throwing himself into maximum danger without a helmet. Which is very funny. Hey. Hey, guess what, sir? You died. Oh, come on. Why are you guys not attacking Harold? You're fine. You're fine. Exactly, Leander. It definitely wasn't a misplay. Definitely wasn't a misplay. It was just me being good at the game. Come on. So Harold historically dies, according to the Bay Tapestry, by taking an arrow to the eye. So we're gonna see if we can't use our 15 archers to eventually land an arrow in his eyeball. Got him. Just like that. Nailed it.
In the confusion, some loyal soldiers fought to the death, while
The
others scattered in panic.
Harold Godwinson's loss at Hastings is a matter of some debate. In that clearly what happened, right? The shield wall did break due to a Norman feigned retreat, which then led to them breaking. Part of that is from Harold's brother. Right, part of that is from Harold Godwinson's brother, who commanded one group of the army, and just kind of went for it. Just kind of way too much went for it. But also, Harold had to dismiss some of his men after the Battle of Stamford Bridge because of obligations set under the when he can call up the Great Fyrd or the army. Oh, look at that. So we actually get some unlocked content.
At Guédelon in France, to understand how castles were constructed...
This is a super cool project, by the way. This is an incredibly cool project.
Building one from scratch, using just the tools and materials of the medieval age. It's a 25-year project.
See you, Gazation.
the world's biggest archaeological experiment.
They're specifically modeling this one off of the early 13th century Chateau Gaillard, Richard the Lionheart's castle in Normandy.
Of any castle
But
was the wall surrounding
it's such a cool project.
Walls had to be incredibly thick in order to resist attack and absorb the impact of projectiles fired from trebuchets.
The curtain wall was over 20 feet deep, interspersed with towers. In earlier Norman castles, they were square. But while on Crusade, European knights saw the eastern towers were round.
Well, that's a hair simplistic, but
Eliminating corners not
the
only made
it is a
stronger,
practical thing.
but also provided a better view of the surrounding landscape. Completing the walls will take some 30,000 tons of sandstone.
Transport costs in the Middle Ages were incredibly expensive. So having a good supply of local stone close to the castle was vital.
To extract it from the quarry, first a row of holes is hand-drilled.
You did come back to the History Channel.
Once all
I'm
the
a
holes are ready, I'm ready to put in the iron wedges, and I'm ready to split it open by hitting very hard on each wedge with a big sledgehammer.
boom.
The stone is split into usable blocks, then transported using horsepower and human effort.
Yeah, look at those
A
cranes.
treadwheel crane can lift up to half a ton.
The walls are built like sandwiches. On the outside you have...
I love those cranes. Those cranes are great. They're used for such a long time for so many projects.
They're built with softer stones and other...
Right, a lot of the big stone bridges in the Middle Ages use exactly those type of cranes to actually drain out the water. So you drive stakes around basically to cordon off an area with a palisade, and then you're able to use those cranes and a shit ton of buckets to scoop the water out of the enclosed area to be able to sink the pylons in for the bridge. Yeah, Blues, this is the Gödelan project, which has been going since about the turn of the century, in order to experimentally build a medieval castle to show just how difficult it is. It's awesome. It's so cool. What are you looking at here? Okay, the meteor described in William of Malmesbury and the AS Chronicle. Yeah, this is not from William. This is from William of Poitiers, not William of Malmesbury. They're all called William. It's a problem. It's a problem. And yeah, it is in fact Haley's comment. Hooray.
At the Battle of Hastings, the death of one man changed
Well,
the course of history.
That's maybe an overstatement.
The Anglo-Saxon King Harold was killed here, on England's south coast. His army defeated by William of Normandy.
The circumstances around the battle,
Was over forever.
again, no. I mean, yes, but no.
At Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day 1066, William was crowned the first Norman King of England.
Right, it is not inevitable that the loss at Hastings would have resulted in the end of early English rule.
Mark on the landscape.
William spends the next about 20 years, the rest of his reign, fighting desperately, especially against the English lords in northern England, and inflicting brutal devastations
Population. Exactly who
upon them in order to cement his reign. It was hardly inevitable that Hastings would have resulted in centuries of Angevin rule.
and revolts broke out across the
Voila! Nailed it.
King William acted quickly to crush these rebellions. But there was one region where dissent was spiraling
It's gonna be the north. This is going to...
England.
The scouring of the north results in significant depopulation for a long time.
Approached
Right.
Norman-held York. A large city with an important cathedral, still protected by ancient Roman walls.
I mean, the foundations are Roman.
But the walls couldn't save York. The city and the castle fell to the rebels. William's new kingdom was under threat. He had to get the city back under Norman control. William had no choice but to order his men north.
Yeah, I wonder to the extent to which they're going to acknowledge the insane brutality of the Scouring.
How much resistance from the rebels would they encounter?
Like, it is a lot. It is way overkill, and it really does a lot of the harm that you might expect. And the enmities between northern and southern England, really to a non-zero extent, owe their origins to this event. So, you know. This is going to potentially be quite messy. So who's ready to do some, politically motivated
William the Conqueror marched north,
depopulation?
his army of Normans determined to take back the rebel-held city of York. But in his path stood rebel towns that harbored William's northern enemies. He would take the towns back by force.
Okay. So there's York. York is up in the top corner. First things first. Some scouting. Hey, we got some sheep. Cavalry are 2, infantry are 3, archers are 4. William is going to play with the cavalry. Okay, we're speaking French. That's okay. We're speaking Old French, I think. I'm not an expert. I know the Old English words that they're using way better than I know the French ones, but it sounds like they're doing like modern. Hooray. Okay, we got a couple of random people there. Okay, I'm seeing mostly archers here, so 2 attack move, 4 attack move, 3 attack move in. Oh. Are we trying to capture this city? Okay. Okay. We're actually capturing the city.
The Normans captured the town of Middlethorpe, establishing their presence in the north.
Yes, scouts
With
do.
reinforcements to his army soon arriving, William would need more resources to supply them.
Oh, uh-oh. Saving. Okay. Perfect. Mill? Mill goes here. Work on that. Let's get a lumber camp out here. You 3 can go work on that. What age are we in? We are currently in quote-unquote oh, God. There's more archers there. We're gonna go maul these archers real quick, don't mind me. Anyone? Farm. They do have a lot of archers, which is probably a problem, but William alone should be able to take
Another
them.
rebel town, Fulford, stood in defiance to William's rule.
Hooray. We need more houses, we need more villagers. Come on. Well, far enough. You are going to build a farm. You are going to go over here. Really? Why do I need to build more houses? I've got plenty of population right now. Honestly. Fine. You're going to build a house here? By the way, I do like the way these look. This game is very fun. Right? I mean, this, if you like Age of Empires, it's Age of Empires. What is not to love about it? And it's a very good Age of Empires at that. I also don't have a lot of folks doing things, there. There's farms done. We should get one more guy right there, who I can use to assign wood. And then you need to build more people there, I guess? The
Norman army was now well supplied by a town, but it would take a sustained effort to keep the army at full strength.
Obviously, thank you. Oh. We just got a bunch more. Oh, crap. Well, that's actually okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. Okay, there's that. I see no mining, which is a problem. I don't see a market either, so... And we can... Control 2. Control 3. Where are my archers? There are my archers. That should give me plenty of resources. 4. We're actually going to run the militia alongside the... We're going to run militia and spearmen together. I think. Uh, 3, 4. And on we go. Houses are, I mean, the reason why you like how the houses are designed in this is that they're really good. Only exception I would say here is that I don't like that they're using wood slats, where the town center is using the more proper wattle and daub style. But in terms of this really thick, smoky thatch, it's really good. And then, you know, these little enclosed areas. So? Don't die. Don't die. Okay, so we are happily engaging in the scouring, as one does. As one does. Archers, can you get up on the hill properly? Is that an okay spot? Where is this town? We are still a bit south of the town, aren't we? There we go. Okay, so I actually want these guys to be swapped. Yeah, they're using, I just heard something that confirms that that's Old French to me. They said cherte, certes, which is very Old French. Wow, move like that. Hey, what? William. Dang it, all my cavalry moved in too fast. Yeah, there we go. Even without having any, you know, of the useful in things, should be okay still. Riven. Hooray! We capture Fulford.
With the Fulford
Perfect.
rebels eliminated, William was one step closer to York.
She wants everyone here to just go straight in. I want everyone there to go no.
Knowing he would face strong resistance in the city, William prepared to bolster his cavalry.
Also, you're still fine. You can now explore. Go explore. I believe in you. We've got some time. I was gonna say, put in some gates on these, not... Hey, there we go. Already good. We're gonna set a gather point there, then those guys will work. Wait. There we go. There we go. As these guys go, we will build the landmarks. Which landmark are we gonna build? Which landmark can we build? What does French have? Oh, these are the English ones. These are the English ones, okay. That's fine. Interesting. I'm surprised that we are... I'm surprised that they're speaking French but have the English landmarks. Well, you know, I shouldn't be surprised on the grounds that this is England, but meh. Hey, look. Look at that quality scouting. We happen to have it on good authority, but there are some people on their way in. Hopefully they're on their way to actually, like, attack me, and not just around. Where did they go? I just saw them. Which way did they go? If you attack down here, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be so mad if they attack down there. I wasn't hallucinating them, was I? Oh
The
god.
Normans discovered an enemy outpost on the water. It belonged to an ally of the northern rebels,
Okay.
the Danes. The Danish King Svein II had sent his army to harass William's forces and prevent
This is
him
true.
from taking back the north. William had a choice: bypass the
There they are.
or destroy it. Having left the Dane threat unchecked, the Normans now faced a savage raid
What do you mean?
from the rebels' fearsome ally.
Honestly, what do you mean left it unchecked? Rude, I knew they were coming.
William's army held back the Danes' attack, but they threatened to return unless William...
Yeah,
opened
we'll just stomp them. We are currently in 1069, Who's Show. In William the Conqueror's Scouring of the North. Exactly, Leander, right? We are England, so it doesn't surprise me. But
Escolto. What? Masono.
yeah, thank you. I know. I need to build a lot more people here. I've got plenty of gold for it. It's not a big deal.
Spero. Che? Masono.
And I need to build a stable, build a bunch of horsemen, etc. Yes, thank you. Please?
Escolto. Laburo.
We're going to build the janky palisade.
Bene fe.
Yeah.
Vado laburar. Ci sommes.
And that heals everyone. Then you can immediately build a stable. Kind of wherever. Everyone.
Cose sera masonata.
So? Come on, please finish this. Please finish this on time.
Tous audite. Colones parentis. Io masono la cose.
Look at that AI. Look at that AI go. Hey, we got more reinforcements from way down here. Nice. Come on. Come on. Die. And then I actually want to build another stable up here.
Labur sperans.
Well, that's not a good sign.
Io masono la cose.
Generally speaking,
Me.
I don't really want people to be able to walk around the palisade.
Cose sera masonata. Mandesque.
And that should heal everyone up. We'll get a couple of stables there.
Vado laburar.
Why aren't you finishing this? Oh yeah, and also got all these guys. Progress. So? Ah, shit.
Labur.
There we go. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. We'll build a bunch more of those. We'll build a bunch more of those. Idle villagers. Barracks. Saw? Ah, more Danes. That makes some sense, I guess. Okay. I don't think we have a reason to... Let's leave a bunch of these guys over here to protect the town. We've got more archers coming in, right? Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch over here. We're good. So there's those. Then this squad is going to go over here. And then this... These guys are going to all come over here. Where's William? There's William. Control 2. Nay. Control 3. Control 4. Awesome. And then the entire defenses of the town will be Control 5. You know. Oh, well, the scout's dead. Scout's dead, good try. Proud of him. At this point, we should be good to clean up the rest of these guys and move on. Yes, Escudo asks about the Dane Guild. Was the name Dane Guild actually used by then? Or was the term invented later by people recounting the events? It is actually a contemporary term. Literally, guild means, like, a wage. And so it is the wages that you pay to the Danes so that they will stop, murdering your face. Wow, we completely surrounded them in the gates. That's great. William? William. Inspire. Go. Do the thing. Look at us go. Four should just generally be attack moving more, and here we go. Also, yes, we are getting a PC port for God of War in soon. Like January, isn't it? Which is very exciting for basically everyone. And it means that we will be playing the channel, playing it on the channel as soon as that oh, crap. Nope, 5. There we go. And the Scudo. Thank you for the 2 months of the tier 1 sub. Oh, come on, please. Maul the... Why are we not mauling the gates? Why are we not mauling the gates over here? Please attack the gates! Hello? What a deeply confusing decision they were making. Okay, what do we need to maul in here? Is it everything? I bet it's everything. Money! Look at that money! Hello. Just you. You and you alone. I'm gonna pick that up. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, there's more incoming right there. And then they all die.
The Dane outpost, William stripped the rebels of a crucial ally.
Cool. Is that actually done? I think that's actually done. Thank goodness. They weren't difficult, they were just tedious.
William's ultimate goal was within his grasp. All that remained was to enter York and destroy its keep.
One scout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then upgrade, upgrade, more vanguards. Yeah, we are playing under the English, but they were coded to speak French, which is okay. I know, the AI in some situations has gotten a lot better, but not every situation. Solidly not every situation. So everyone should gather around the Abbey. Everyone should continue to gather around the Abbey. We're going to build another barracks. And we aren't able to advance to the next era, so that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. What do I even need you to build? I guess you can have an archery range? Oh, well, look at all those. Look at all those archers. And all these infantry that are just walking into them. Come on, murder them. God, I have an overwhelming amount of force right now. That's very funny. The thing, though, that we don't have that William would have in 1069 is siege. Right, we have no siege to speak of in this area. So there's a gate there and a gate there. Okay. And there's like a dude somewhere? No? Alright. And you're building a bunch of those. So once those build, we should be good to make some absolute doom stacks that are resembling... Yeah. We'll just give it a few moments for those to build, and then we will assemble the armies and overwhelm York completely, with not even a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, you know how it is. But yeah, William in the scouring of the north did have siege, and did have quite a bit of siege, because you don't attack cities without siege. It's just dumb. Look at them slow walk. Yeah, they're dancing. They're dancing. Well, they stopped dancing. How sad. Okay, We should be almost done. Couple more there. No more there. Few more here. There's so many of them. And they're dancing. Just go stand there. There should be enough of you to be absolutely catastrophic. Okay. Not difficult. They nicely slow walked, I'll give them that. We should probably build the rest of a palisade around the back here. Just a thought. How are they not dead yet? Sheesh. Okay. Nay, 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 you finish this. You move up here. And you are now done building things, so let's go grab everyone. Literally every archer here is 4. Literally every spearman, and these guys are 3. All cavalry plus William are control 2. William! William, why are you in the front? I mean, he should be, but... I mean... mechanically in the game, I agree with you, Who's Show. In reality... cavalry can do this lovely thing called get off their horses that makes them very, very good for basically everything. And now let's build a couple, send these 2. We'll make them 5. And also I've got a scout somewhere, don't I? Dang it. Come on. Alright, it's time, let's go. Let's do it. This should go down very quickly. There we go. Yeah, it's not a popular thing for them to be doing. Right? It's just really not popular for in RTSs for cavalry to be able to get off of their horses. Which I understand. Right? I definitely don't blame them for that.
The Norman army poured into York
Actually,
and began sacking the town as they
you should
bore
just
down
go
the
in.
keep.
You guys should just push through. And then maul. Well, squad 3 should push up directly with 4 behind them. 3 should push up directly. And then 4 behind them. 4 behind them. And 2 should finally stack up here to try and break through. Don't know if they'll be allowed to break through, but we should try. It would be a great time for William to inspire literally everyone, and off we go. I mean, depending on... You'd rather have soldiers with warhammers and axes and shields than spearmen than invading the town? I mean... I don't disagree with you there. This is actually quite bad for us. This is actually quite bad for us, and then William should also retreat. Ah, crap. William's stuck. Literally everyone is going to right-click on him, and then everyone's going to run away. The whole squad is going to retreat. William, please outrun them. You are cavalry. You can do that. You're going to build an archery range. Nah, you don't need to build an archery range. Why did I do that? Archers are the one thing I've got plenty of. That's alright. I should have built more of these guys to reinforce. That's alright. It was a good attempt. We had a strong beginning. More building. But right. Broadly speaking, in the 11th century, you're not going to be able to, you're not actually having, you know, pick whatever resources you want. Like, warhammers really aren't a thing yet. They just aren't, because there's no meaningful, like, there isn't armor that you need a warhammer to pierce. So, us creating, being like, oh yeah, you know, let's use a bunch of warhammers isn't really at all meaningful, because there isn't that issue to have to deal with. I am out of food. Well, we can solve that problem real fast. There. Problem solving. Wait, what? How did you guys get in here? Where did they come from? We didn't totally maul York. We only mostly mauled York. It's fine, we'll get him next time. But yeah, right. I don't complain when the game doesn't let your cavalry get off and pull out their sword, get off their horses and be sword and board. Because it's completely pointless. As a category, or as a thing to be challenging. Especially in an RTS context, right, where you just have such strict mechanical constraints of unit type and abilities that implementing, oh yeah, your horses can just get off their horses, like, or your horsemen can leave their horses behind, would actually be incredibly irritating micromanagement instead of enjoyable gameplay. But yeah, right, cavalry is only sometimes useful. When it is useful, it's really useful, but it's not always useful. Oh my god, they just keep coming. Where are all of these? Where are all of my... I thought I that I had built more of these guys. Yeah. They're over here. And 2. There's 2. You think that's enough, guys? You think that's enough? I think that's enough. Especially if they keep throwing guys away to attack me. Oh, they did not throw guys away to attack me. Shame. What a shame. So what do I want to do to deal with this? I think what I want to do is to set up stack team 3. Team 4 are archers. And then I'm gonna have the cavalry in the center. And I'm gonna have William ride in, because he's got the most HP. And he's gonna lure some people. And hopefully they won't all aggro. Come on. I believe. And then my archers are going to overextend. And then we're going to just start mauling their faces. We're going to start mauling people's faces. And hopefully this will be enough this time. Nay. Come on. Anyone? William's at about half. Again. Ah, I need to... pull a retreat. My infantry are all dead. Okay, so there's a new strategy. It's a good one, really. It'll work. And it is called, go around this side and maul all of this before taking out your keep. In the meantime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On their way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On their way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On their way. On their way. Because, yeah, they're just building up more guys over here, see? I mean, I don't know that that meaningfully challenges the idea that they're... Yeah, it's a... I agree, it is 100% a gameplay thing. And not substantial... Come on, just attack this thing. So? Who's attacking me? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Huh. Whack. Okay. Nay! God. You'd think that they have a slightly better set of some things to do. Oh well. Here we go. We just took out a whole bunch of them because they overextended. And we've got incoming friends. I should take a look here. What else can I build? I can build another barracks. Let's build another barracks. Those could be useful. Because I really do need more men-at-arms here that aren't, bad. That aren't bad. Anyway. 4 plus those guys are the new 4. 2, add 2 is the new 2. Do we not have... we do have more people on the way. I just lost a bunch of them. Frustrating. Hello? Team 3? Team 3, don't... Well, they've gotten the squad down. We've gotten the squad down quite a bit right now. So let's actually engage on that. See if we can't pull some of them. No? No luck? Fine, we're gonna move squad 4 in there. While all these guys are gonna go in... Nope. Nope, that's the recipe to get a lot of people killed. There we go. Back up, back up. All these guys move in, please. Nay. Perfect. These guys are gonna go this way. They'll kill this guy. Then we move in. We can start taking out the periphery. Awesome. Let's just go for the Doomstack. No! Archers! I swear, you guys have the same range. My archers theoretically have the same range as these guys. My archers theoretically all have the same range. And yet, for some reason, my archers are massively shorter. Oh no, they actually do have less range. That would do it. Because these guys are longbowmen, not archers. I don't want to fight in a line right here. I want them to back up. Honestly, William in particular, you need to stop. Could they please, William, please? My man, my dude. Yes, he was going to go attack the house. Ah, what a classic Age of Empires AI. Where's my empty villager stack? Here. Barracks. I am out of food again. No. Okay. That one's fine. That one's okay. I'm primarily just gonna build like the most spearmen. Even though they're not good, they will be effective in this situation. I am once again out of food. Market, market, where are you? I wish to purchase food and sell wood. Perfect. That should do the trick. That's like 60 spearmen. Hey, wait. So many spearmen. William was very overeager there. It was not good. It was not a good time. That's alright, this should be a good time. There's Inspired, which makes them attack faster, which makes them way more dangerous. And then we'll maul them. Turns out York is actually quite a dangerous place. And by the way, you can actually already see the issues with the mechanics striving against the historical circumstance. Right? We kind of already really saw that when looking at Jorvik versus well, when we're looking at comparing, you know, 11th century Jorvik, which is this really well-developed town, to... Nope, that's a mill. Damn. Oh well. Really well-developed town to Jorvik in the game, which is a bunch of palisades guarding basically, you know, nothing of note. Okay. That is a lot of spearmen. Let's go. And we got more incoming. A lot more. Rip these guys. But they are also building up, so this is a great time. We're going to actually have this whole stack go this way. Supported by these guys. So we got these two groups. And then we're just gonna have them like maul things. Screw up their population cap. I believe. Now, this is when we'll have all these guys come in here. And we'll see if we can do better this time. With the archers out on the flank. Why are they going up the head? Why can't they attack through the... duh. Because they can't attack through the palisade. Like, why can't they attack through the palisade? Because they can't attack through the palisade. And that seemed obvious. How's William doing? William, are you okay? Yeah, you're fine. And there's another group of archers. Archers, please move in. Archers, please. You guys also move in. William is extremely unbothered by all of this, so everyone can kind of just move in to attack these guys. Even though I'm going to lose these people, I only have to kill the tower, so I'm not really worried. Just going to have these guys... deal with, you know, attacking the most relevant people. Nay, archers. Archers. And William needs to back up again, and we are once again... We came so close! We didn't actually come that close. We had come so close, though. You also need to build a bunch of these, and we are out of food again. And here's the problem. Alright. I've got plenty of folks making food now, which helps. Where's another gold mine? I thought I saw another one out here. Yeah, there's some right there. What is my solution here? Because I'm unfortunately just not outproducing these guys, and that's what it takes. It's gonna take just completely outproducing them in order to end up okay. And I'm just not able to do that. I'm not realistically able to outproduce Jorvik right now. So we're gonna send the whole squad here. Right, I'm getting plenty more people built, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just gonna send this whole squad, including the king. So, or not. Or not. We're going to send them all back here because they flanked me. Frustrating. Extremely, extremely frustrating. That's alright, we can get more people out here. Where are they going? Ah! See you, Leander. It has been fun, as always. Ah! Chat, raise your hand if you are familiar with this experience. Of the AI just routing itself in weird places. For no particularly obvious reason. Yes, please move up. Please attack them. Like, and they're just not going to be able to hunt them down and kill them all because reasons? Okay, we killed all but two. Back up. So there went all the resources I was going to use for attacking the place, the next place. As in fact, there also went literally all of my resources for... Why are you guys not mining? Farm. Farm. Build more. Well, that is a bot. Do you have any mods around? Come on. Load. Bye-bye, bot. You are not welcome. Oh, motherfucker, not more. I've got plenty of guys to deal with them, it's just, you're here to annoy me. Wait, why are you guys not mining? Hello? Honestly. I'm not... I can't spare the men to go maul them. I can't quite spare the men to go, like, muck up their side routes, including their production facilities yet. Because there's some strange and bizarre reason. They are trying to inconvenience me. High armor, slow moving, yeah. I really need a bunch of these early man-at-arms, but they're so expensive and slow to build. That's what I'm trying to do, right, I'm trying to sweep through here and muck up their build facilities, so that they can't keep mounting so many units against me. But I'm not able to reliably get a squad built up far enough to where that's not incredibly dangerous as this whole squad starts walking towards me. Right, I know how the strategy should work, it's just not executing very well. No particular thanks to the AI, to be honest. Ha! I stayed far enough away that they got confused. Well, would you look at that? That's what I'm going to go for. That's a monastery. That's actually not helpful. This is what I should have been going for. Good, you are now on fire. Which means everyone can now attack the... Well, all these guys should attack move these guys. And that should blow up the town center? That should blow up the town center, no problem. And rally. Come on. Maul all these guys. And look at these guys, not even moving. High value AI targeting. Good. That worked. Exactly. That was a lovely abbey they had there. It is such a shame. Oh, and I'm getting attacked here. God damn it. This is what I'm talking about, right? I can't reliably... I can't particularly reliably get these kills that I need. Here. And so everyone dies. That's just a market. Why did they think I was going to attack a market over a military building? Luckily, you know, 30 archers is good against everything except buildings, so... I'm not too worried there. No, barracks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these guys are just gonna ravage this top part, but that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. That's not. Awesome, you guys are just gonna clean up this area for a bit. Go destroy their actually useful thing. Like, come on. Who needs a landmark? These guys are still scary, so... need to be a little bit careful. Are you guys just chilling out? If they're just gonna chill out and let me accumulate my guys, that'd be cool. I guess. No. Of course they weren't. Shame. Such a shame. Okay, there's that. So now we need to explore this. It'll self-destruct now because it's on fire. And no one is fixing it. So the next up is there anything else that is relevant? Because I think I've destroyed their entire, like, town production abilities. Yeah, there we go. Come on, kill all the villagers. Kill the townsfolk. So, guess what? You know how we were asking about whether the game would actually represent the, you know, the small problem of the excruciating ultraviolence of the Scouring of the North? The answer is actually, of a sort, yes. The reason I say it's of a sort is that it basically just makes it inconvenient enough that the players will, in all likelihood, take the option of murder everything that moves as a viable strategy. For dealing with their enemies in the game. So I am enacting the Scouring by virtue of York is annoying me, and so I am going to inflict extreme violence upon it. And so I have murdered the heck out of the townsfolk. And in so doing, I am in fact enacting the Scouring. Which is a cool way to do it, right? Like, fair play to them, even if they don't particularly acknowledge it. This is a genuinely, like, legitimate and cool way of making that happen. It's just... the fact that we are framed as being good, question mark, for doing that is bad. That's pretty bad. Oh, for God's sake, this is gonna get exciting. Just like leave. We'll try again once I get more than, you know, they've got like 40 people. They've got like 40 people. I only got like 20. So even if mine are, you know, technically superior, which they're not substantially, we definitely want to not be slowpokes about this. Not, nope. What? You are all idiots. You are all enormous idiots. I retreat the entire distance so that they can't do dumb shit like that. And then what do they immediately do? Like, honestly. That being said, we will definitely win this now, because my guys... I've got this big stack of guys that are just good against them. So... and we got more incoming, so once we get these guys up... 1, 2, 3, 4... Once these 3 guys arrive, we'll attack. And then... we'll have... Let's get William actually around here. The archers can exist on the flank. That's fine. Actually, no, we can run the archers up mid now too. There's only spearmen here. So that's not a problem. We'll just run everyone up mid. Yeah, we all play games to enact our inner psychopathy. Sometimes more than others. And... I believe it's time. Like, there's probably a way to, like, do the micro better to really make this shine. But broadly speaking, I'm not too worried about it now. Attack the... I mean, look at this keep. This castle is just a unique building they had to put in. But it's not actually, you know, a real... It's neither a Norman keep, nor is it a legitimate castle style. Not in England. So that's kind of my main complaint with it right now, is, the AI is still not brilliant. Not at least not in the campaigns. But especially when they're showing the reconstructions of the places, or the actual existence of the places, like York Castle, and then they're showing it as this big wooden structure instead of big stone structure, is really a case of the game's systems fighting quite painfully against what is actually available. Also, you know, crossbows exist. And we are in... The scouring of the north lasts until about 1080. So it's... This is a pretty simplified account of that. His harrying of the north killed thousands, but it was a land survey that really ended his rule. Yeah, so this is the Domesday Book in 1085, which is an account of who owns how much land in England. It is quite impressive. It is probably the most important text in early Norman England. Mostly because it lays the groundwork, and it's the first thing that really looks a lot like a census in English history, which is pretty neat. It's quite neat. So, I wonder what we're going to be doing next after absolutely ruining... Ow. Ow.
began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance,
Right.
known as the Harrying of the North. Villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed.
Yep.
With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom.
Yeah, 100,000 sounds about right from the estimates I've heard.
It would be thrown into chaos by his own children.
Well, that's because they're kind of... I assume they're talking about Henry the First, and
When
then...
William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favorite son succeeded him,
Should
King
also be
William II,
William Rufus.
known as William Rufus.
And then Henry the First should be after that.
But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck.
Oh wait, there's a civil war first, isn't there?
While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place. As
Yeah,
King
no, this is right. Henry the First, and then
But there was a problem.
Stephen and
At the
Matilda.
time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had
Ah,
been on
yes,
crusade.
that gets labeled as a massacre and a half
When
cosmic.
he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne.
It's fine.
From
It's totally
Normandy,
fine. Don't
Robert
worry about it.
attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed
He did in fact fail.
and returned home. In retaliation, Henry
Oh
struck
boy.
back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel.
I appreciate that the Norman campaign right now is not playing up the Normans as these
His first
people who
target
are
was
incredibly
Bayeux.
successful in terms of, you know,
Rich and
Norman.
splendid city
You get like,
full of
oh,
the
Norman
Jews of
Sicily,
Normandy.
and the Normans on the First Crusade, which we will probably get
Henry
later.
was to begin his
Uh,
campaign by unleashing his forces on the city.
But that it's primarily looking at the succession crises,
Bayeux was about to feel the wrath of the English army.
because early Angevin history is a mess. That is the official term for it. Because what's going to happen after Henry I dies is that there's going to be another succession crisis. And that'll be a civil war, and then we'll end up with Henry II, and then you'll have Richard, his son, Richard the Lionheart, and then you'll have King John, who sucks, and everyone hates, and then there's another succession crisis. So, you know, it's fine. Who's he showing? I'm not sure. We are gonna look it up. That's Henry V. So that is quite a lot later.
In the brotherly feud over Normandy,
Henry I
Henry
is
I
a super
set out to
important
make an
ruler.
example of a town still loyal to his brother Duke Robert.
He is the one who really...
Henry's archers took up position on high ground outside the city and faced an immediate attack by Robert's cavalry patrol.
And then they get mauled. Thanks.
Having deployed their palings, Henry's archers
Yeah.
were well protected against the cavalry charge. They defeated the first patrol.
And you can then go palings, which then set them up for another. Another big one. Oh, these guys are French. Interesting. Interesting. So, game. Thank you, game.
As Henry set his sights on burning Bayeux, more reinforcements arrived to join his army.
So at this point, they're actually trying to make a significant, I guess. And I've got a bunch of scouts here. We're gonna like scatter these scouts around to locate where people are. Oh, come on. Anyway, let's see, I'm trying to pay attention to... Nay? I'm trying to pay attention to what's happening here, but it's interesting that they're mechanically saying, oh yeah, you know, Normandy uses the French unit set, but Norman England uses the English unit set. I don't know that I hate that, but I also don't know that I love it. Also, I suppose I should have Henry, like... Have Henry actually, like, move up and participate? No. Seems helpful. Oh, would you look at that? There's more guys over there. Henry, run up and armor them, please. Don't overextend, focus on mauling people, please. Focus on mauling these guys, please. Thank you. Don't overextend. Spearman. Now we go in.
The English approached Bayeux and saw
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
towering
that's a
stone
siege engine
walls
moment.
would not be built by
Big
hand.
siege engine moments coming off of these guys.
Henry would need siege equipment and a defensible location
Hey.
to construct it.
Fair enough. I don't think these guys have realized. I don't think these guys have realized that that's a bad idea. Oh, I'm gonna have to take care of this with only archers and Henry. Oh, this'll be interesting. Oh, this'll be extremely interesting. Yeah. So it's not that they necessarily have... It's not that they necessarily haven't drifted apart substantially, not necessarily. Because it's not until Henry I that you can are really talking about, the King of England and the Duke of Normandy really meaningfully occupying the same space. They kind of drifted apart after William the Conqueror. So this is a sort of re-establishment of that. So it's not wrong per se. Jesus, you can see so far. Just shush. Ah, goddammit, I have to go through. Mid. That's not pleasant. I don't want to go over that bridge. I really don't want to go over that bridge. Gar. So be it. Only archers, we believe. Yeah. I'm thinking about what I want to say about that and how I want to say that. Because there's clearly something weird about, you know, Norman being like, oh yes. Well, he's actually not too scared of archers, so we should just keep going. Anyway, Henry is super important in the history of sort of the establishment of the Angevin army, or of Angevin culture in general. I want to make sure that I'm not thinking about Henry II here. Okay, Henry II is the one who kills Thomas Becket, so... But Henry I, is involved in the English variation of the investiture crisis. Please, palisade. Please. Pilings. There we go. Buffed him up. We're gonna capture a random ass village. And then we have some villagers. And then we... Yeah, thank God.
To bolster the siege effort.
Thank goodness. Saving. Horses. Love them. Okay, let's see. I need a lot of resources. I need so many resources. I need so many. Market, please.
With a blacksmith on hand, Henry's
There's
infantry
I have an
will soon
arsenal
be ready
already.
to construct siege equipment.
Need a barracks is what I need. Again, not quite what I wanted to do, but that's fine. Siege engineering. Battering rams. It's time. Gosh, I'm trying to remember my kingship classes. It's been a hot second since I've done much of anything. Do I have... Oh, I do have the ability to make a mining camp out here. There we go. That's the way. Build another thing there. And then I've got one more guy who is going to help out with the wood situation. There we go. That should leave us good for a while. So, in this game, they've actually changed an important thing, mechanically from AoE 2, in that infantry can build battering rams. It is not a thing that happens in...
Now construct battering rams, siege weapons designed to break open fortress
Thank you.
walls.
It is not something that is done at siege workshops. It's just a thing that they are able to do whenever they feel like. We'll put 2 more guys on those, and then that should solve our resource problems for a while. No. Still got plenty of resource problems to deal with. Do I have any scouts still around? Yeah, I do. Amazing. Let's see what we can find out here. By the way, I actually like how they're laying these out. You know, the central city here, and then a village, and then a different village, both within area. I actually like that way of laying it out. It's not something the skirmishes do, but it's something that, or that multiplayer does very well, because it's not built to do that. But it's a thing that the campaign is doing nicely, and I do appreciate it. Anyway. Henry 1. Memories are working on it. Not super well, but they're trying. Nay. Just one of you. Oh, I need more wood. Well, that explains it.
Henry's presence on the doorstep of Bayeux would not go unanswered, and now his forces braced for an attack by Robert's army.
That's understandable. That's very understandable. Look at this Royal Knight. Look at his fancy helmet. That he should not have yet.
Henry repelled the attack, but he knew that so long as Bayeux
Yeah.
the city would not give up the fight.
I am aware, but still. We'll build a wall up here eventually to help us out. I don't have a source of stone though. Don't think I have any scouts left either. They did. No, I do have one. No, you're a horseman. You're a horseman. Okay. Battering ram. You can then load people into rams, as one might expect, and then from there, no, do stuff. Mostly just do stuff. Range armor, upgrade you. Start building these guys, because these guys are really strong. So if we got the resources, we want to build as many of them as we can. By the way, hello, Sosostris. Good to see you. Yeah, Henry 1. Yeah, my scouts all died. It's not a big deal. See, I got another one right now. Oh.
With the power of
Thank you.
battering rams, the English army could crack open Bayeux's mighty walls.
I'm gonna need more rams than that, though. For the record, I need a few more rams than what I've got. They're good walls. And it's a good start, but I mean, there's a lot of people out here. A lot of folks out here. Well, hello. What are you doing here? And may I have it? Thank you. Thank you. Mine now. We're just gonna take our time here, cause we're not in any great rush. Also, I'm not going to breach the wall right there. That's a terrible place to do it. I may want a couple of siege towers too to get my archers up on top of their walls and then be firing in. That did really screw them off. There's the big stack of folks, and then there's the end. Perfect. build those. Build that, build that. What else can we do? What else is going on? Battering ram. Battering ram. Battering ram. Spearman. Build a siege tower. 3 rams is enough to kind of cause a lot of grief. We'll build a 4th one for the fun of it, though. Do I have I have got plenty of archers. Why am I talking about building an archery range? Unless if I should build one anyway, actually. I should build one primarily for the sake of being able to say I've got one, but also because successfully voila, 8 of 8. Successfully getting on top of this would be grand. Oh god, I still have so few. I've got so few. Spearmen. And I know that they're using mostly cavalry, so I should actually fix that. Oh hey, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Buff these guys up! Here we go. And death, and death. No problem. Did I even lose someone in that? I feel like I may have lost like a guy in that. Let's check that out by getting a few more of those. Okay, I can only get more longbows there, so that's not a problem. How are you doing on construction? A few more of you. Okay. Meanwhile... let's get the archers up. They can screen my other guys by occupying whoever's up on the walls up here. Voila. 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 Oh wait, these are towers. The towers can die too. Watch how fast these go down. Meanwhile, a little garrison up there. Battering rams in this game are extremely strong. Hello? What are these guys doing? No! Holy shit, no. That counted as objective complete.
Bayer's walls had failed, and Henry's men could now storm the city.
That counted as completing it.
Made a last stand to defend Bayer.
Incredible.
Henry would show no mercy in cutting them down and burning their city.
Absolutely incredible. Stop it. You guys back up so you don't do something dumb. You are gonna fortify yourselves in. I think my guys here might be dead. There's not that many of them. Yep, I think that's those guys dead. Just a suspicion. It's just a small suspicion. Please don't do dumb things. Please don't do dumb things either. Wow, these guys didn't all die yet? Oh no, more guys ran up there. That's what happened. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, for God, Henry! Henry, my man! Henry, you cannot go up. Henry? Henry. Henry, what are you doing? This king! This king is going to be the death of me. Attack the people! Not the buildings! He's got 450 HP and it apparently thinks he excuses him from using his brain. Well, he is wrong, and we will force him to use his brain by any means necessary. Dig it. The king once again has failed to do anything resembling move in the direction I asked him to. It is almost impressive. Truly. Luckily, I don't need a lot of cavalry in order for these guys to be efficient, but still. Right, Henry alone probably does pretty good numbers here. Actually, Henry alone definitely does really good numbers here. But even he can't take everything. Look at him go! Those are spears. Those are kind of a problem. Those are sort of a problem, Henry. No, don't walk through the gate into the spot where you're gonna... Honestly. They take so long to kill everything. Indeed. Indeed. Nope. Back off, back off. You can back off into the archers. Because my archers will just slowly maul... Wait, where did my rams go? Nay. What? You three should go over here. Actually, you three should go over there and attack that. The siege tower is totally useless, so we won't build more of those. We should instead get more of these guys. And get more of... even more of these guys. That seems like a good plan. There's a stable somewhere around here. There you are. And get a bunch of these guys. Oh, by the way, there's a thing right here, apparently. And the Chamber of Commerce is dying. Well, that's bad. Are you guys going to attack up here? You guys going to attack up here? Where's the king? There's the king. Come on, archers, do the thing. No, please don't attack the dumb tower! Why do they prioritize the tower so much? Right, like these guys aren't prioritizing the tower, I don't care. But why are these guys all prioritizing the tower? Like, come on. And then you guys are all going to load into one of these rams. And then the rams are all going to go rocking out this way. No, they just like I wish it was something as sensible as... Ah, crap, that's a castle. That's a lot of arrows. Come on. Unload. Unloaded? Because if we can just take out this, then we can run away from the castle. Run away from the castle. Actually, we can go in. We can go in on this. Wait, I've got another ram somewhere. Wait, where do I have another ram? I have literally no clue where my fourth ram is. Nay, just this bit. Fine. It can be everyone, I guess. Also, all my rams died. So, build more rams. There's only one ram left and it's about to die. Thank you. Yay! Henry does hate towers. He has a vendetta against towers in particular, and nothing else. Henry, go turn your hatred of towers towards something that actually does. Okay, monasteries. This is the way. Hooray, we destroyed all of Bayou's buildings. Well, we destroyed enough of Bayou's buildings. I guess we technically only have to, like, kill a few more people. We don't actually need to break the keep. That's funky. But it's fine. This guy should die, no problem. Okay. Good enough. We didn't even take out the castle.
As Bayeux burned and the people fled in terror, King Henry...
The rebellion of Duke Robert is the only real,
But Henry would not stop until all of Normandy was back under the English crown.
I suppose, attempt at resistance to Henry I's rule. And he rules for an extremely long time and is incredibly successful at it. So, he's really influential for a lot of the structures of sort of 12th century England and what will happen, I guess what people will harken back to later as things get more and more complicated and messy. However, he is part of a broader shift wherein you start to see a greater separation of the church and church on one side and secular powers on the other, because the Holy Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Emperor Henry, primarily fights in the... fights with the Pope over who gets to appoint bishops, but Henry I kind of reads the writing on the wall and agrees that also he doesn't get to appoint bishops, which works great except for all the times where they do it anyway, such as, Henry II pulling the strings to get Thomas Becket into Canterbury, and then immediately regretting that decision. What I'm actually surprised that we didn't see, though, is, 1090... The First Crusade is often called the Frankish Crusade, and sometimes specifically the Norman Crusade, because it's Frankish nobles, including Normans, who really make up the majority of the people in, 1096 in the First Crusade. So I'm surprised that there wasn't a little bit of that being mentioned here, that we're instead going hard in on the Angevin royal line to structure the campaign.
King Henry pressed his advantage. Seizing key fortifications and buying the loyalty of powerful lords, Henry loosened his brother's grip over Normandy. At Tinchebray in 1106, brother would fight brother for final claim to their father's lands.
Oh, that's what it is. Matilda of Scotland is actually another one that I was hoping that we'd see mentioned, that it doesn't look like we will. Depends on how they do the sort of interregnum between Henry I and Henry II. Because Matilda of Scotland is incredibly important, as it turns out, in the coming years, as the leader of one of the factions of the English Civil War of the 12th century. And they're already married at this point. They have been for 6 years, so I kind of hope we see her soon. It would be very cool. It would be very, very cool. Yeah. Turns out direct assaults don't really work all that often. Castles are very good at not being direct assaulted. Okay. Defeat the...
Henry would force Robert to defend his lands from attack by raising the
yeah.
Martigny and Fresnes.
That sounds about right. You're gonna be just your independent 3. Oh, weird. Now we're speaking English. I didn't even notice that, but now that we're fighting Normans in French, even though the language of, the entire French royal court, was very much, I ride forth. I go to do that. Etc, etc, etc. Oh, these guys are their own thing. Perfect. Alright, here we go.
To goad Robert out of his stronghold, Henry's men would burn the village to the ground.
Uh-huh. We can do that, but I need them to be attacking, the right people. I need the... oh, these are dismounted knights. Ha! You know what I was just talking about, how cavalry can get off of their horses? Apparently we have a unique unit of knight but dismounted. I would love if these guys could, attack the archers. I would love if they attacked the archers. Ooh. Grab those. I need the cash. Sir, give me the cash. Now, friend scout, you're gonna sit out here in the low ground and tell me when the people are coming. Okay? You are sneaky. You are sneaky? You are insufficiently sneaky. Shame. Such a shame. Well, there isn't a lot left of this town. Do I really have to destroy every single house in it? Like, really? Oh, there's more shinies over there. Scout, grab the shinies.
The village of Martigny was destroyed, but still Robert did not emerge to face Henry outside the castle.
What a shock. Truly
Henry
staggering.
would have to raise the stakes. Next, he targeted the village of Fresnes.
Saving. True.
Henry could buy reinforcements from nearby allies, if he could procure the gold to pay them.
Huh. Well, I got the stuff for knights. So,
Henry sent gold
let's
to
grab
his ally in men, and received fresh reinforcements.
let's grab a bunch of those. Some chunky. Chunky. Let's see if we can locate some more stuff too. Also, they seem to be totally unwilling to attack me, which is very amusing. Knights and dismounted knights. One. So? Ah, crap. Farewell, priest. We killed him. Oh, wow. Rip monks. Rip monks. We don't need to request aid right this second. I think we're okay. 2, 3. 3 plus these guys is the new 3. Scout. And we get more gold from those, which is good. I'll probably try and pick up more infantry, rather than necessarily aiming for knights, and all the knights. Does that let you be sneaky? No. No, it does not. Shame. Shame. Well, let's move on. Move into the edge of town. That's bad.
Henry received word that Robert had sent for a fresh army to aid in defending his position at the castle. Henry had to eliminate these new forces before they could combine with the garrison at Canterbury.
That is somewhat very bad. Come on. Scout, your job is to tell us where they are. Apparently they're right there. Found them. Found them. Oh wait, those are mostly spears. Oh shit, this is bad. Please? Please work. Please don't be dumb. Ah, that went poorly. I need the knights to get out of there. Archers to attack this way, knights to attack this way. Honestly, 3 to attack back. And voila!
By eliminating Robert's incoming army, Henry had thwarted his brother's attempt at strengthening the castle's defenses.
Nailed it. Now, I saw there was just a couple of guys defending this. Anyone? Is anyone gonna grab? Is anyone gonna grab the gold? Anyone gonna grab? Thank you. Jesus. Two. We could get more cavalry. How much do we have right now? We've got 400. Maybe we just want to get infantry.
Henry sent gold to his ally in Brittany, and in return, a detachment arrived to
Maybe we just
bolster
want to
his
do that.
numbers.
It's a cool mechanic. I like this, like hiring more aid at each stage. It works well. My guys are so bloodthirsty. They're somewhat too bloodthirsty. I need them to chill. Just a bit. Ah, crap. Exactly. One should go in. William should W. William should W. Can't W yet. Oh, good. We did just W. My archers should deal with their archers. My 2 should move in to attack something. Any luck? Yeah, there we go. Then these guys can move in, and that'll give us more material to get 2 more sets of knights. Or 1 more set of knights. Right. One guy here, knights. Far and away the best, most expensive. Probably not actually the best, archers might be the best. But undoubtedly good. Hopefully we can stack, everyone can get here on time. Oh sure, and now they're being totally unbloodthirsty. Completely and totally unbloodthirsty now that I'm actually trying to destroy things. Okay, there's a show. Good night. Have a good Halloween. We will see you on a future thing. Sheesh. Could use more than one guy slow lobbing torches. Look at him go. Look at that wind up. Yeah, let's go. Really planting his feet into that one. Well, all the archers are here, so there's our 4. Scattered. Jeez. There's our new 1. Spearmen. There's our new 2. All the knights, plus Henry, make up Cavalry Division 3. What? Spears, go. Come on, really put your backs into it. So we broke those.
At the hands of Henry's army, the village of Fresnes was in ruins.
Where's my scout? Do I have a scout? Oh good, Robert did get on the field.
Henry's provocations had paid off.
That's a
Robert
big army.
finally emerged from the castle to face his brother in open battle.
That's a pretty big army. Okay. We need to try and probably meet them on the road here. And then we can raid my guys back there. Theoretically, I've got a good early game, or good start, but this is gonna get messy fast. Depending on what these guys are doing. Oh no, they're just... Oh good, they are starting to move. Hopefully they actually move in the way I predict. Because if they come in from the side here, this would get real awkward. That's alright, we can get more infantry in here to flank them. We got a little squad here flanking. Hopefully they'll actually, you know, successfully flank. Yeah. And then you ride sideways, buff everyone up. Robert is stuck in the dead center, archers, literally everyone attack him. Look at that! So obviously we, have one extremely important, difference. Like, RTS tactics are nothing like medieval tactics. That just ain't how that works. None of that is the same. None of that is even remotely comparable. So, but they do communicate some sense of what it's trying to be. Right? Where technically getting the formation, where composition ends up being really important.
Henry captured his brother, and Normandy was his.
And the initial setup is, and then you kind of, in historical reality, you kind of just sit there, right? You get your position set, and then you mostly just sit there. Instead of what happens in this game, where you get this mush, as people try to, like, run up to attack others. You know, it happens. But yes. Really the most important distinction economically between England and Normandy is that England had a long-established tax system. The Danegeld is just taxes. That's all it is. And so there was this entire bureaucracy already created around how to actually collect taxes with sheriffs and tax collectors, etc., all establishing that.
As the future Duke of Normandy, Henry's fragile power would face its first test, an invasion by the French king.
This is also true. You know, they do a good job on what are some of the things here. Right? Louis VI does not like the idea that the King of England is also the Duke of Normandy, though they do overstate, right? I think they misrepresent a little bit the explanation as to why Louis goes to war with Henry. Because what Louis actually says is it is totally fine if you are the Duke of Normandy. But then you are the Duke of Normandy. You swear fealty to me, the King of France. Henry wanted to be both the King of England and the Duke of Normandy, and therefore equal to the King of France. No swearing of oaths required. That was not really an acceptable proposition at all. Shockingly. I know. Imagine that. So the war is really over the extent to which we can talk about the Duke of Normandy as an independent entity from French rule, due to its status of the Duke of Normandy also being the King of England.
An English scout hastily rode to inform King Henry of England, who was still en route to defend his borders. Hearing of the threat, villagers and guards fled their English towns.
And they retreat to Fleury. It's great. This is just 12th century warfare is a mess. Okay, we're abandoning here. We're just leaving, yeah?
Above all, the English forces in Normandy had
Perfect.
been commanded to hold the town of Fleury and await King Henry's arrival.
So here's Fleury. Okay. Are you all retreating? Great, you are all actually retreating. Scout's dead. Up here, there's some people attacking the town there. People attacking the town there. Okay, yeah, we're pretty much just retreating to... I would love if you guys can also retreat, or at least retreat partially. I wonder if we can partially retreat. Also, you guys are still walking very slowly. Cool, we've got a bunch of horsemen there, we've got a bunch of vanguard men-at-arms.
As the village of Crescenville fell, all English hopes lay in holding Fleury for the king's arrival.
Good. Cash. That's what I was hoping for. Come on, please, you all need to also retreat. Retreat into Fleury, please. Same for you. We can... Sheesh, the front row is already there. Okay. Okay. These are all strong forest lands, so we should be good to retreat. Let's send the horsemen up to screen the retreating.
The town of Cranville succumbed to the French, and the English were pushed back towards Fleury.
Come on. Try and get a bunch of my guys here to screen these guys' attack. Come on. Come on. Drag them closer. Good. That should screen the I can then use the horsemen. Plus there's like one longbow. So I'll protect them. Okay, where else do I have people defending? Okay. Lumber camp. Back here. Where it is safe.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's put all those folks in there. Let's get a stone mine up too. Nay. Stone mine. Longbows. So I can put 5 longbows. Well, it'll autofill, so that's not a problem. Okay, it only lets me put 3 in. Oh crap, that's close. That's very close. That's a lot of knights. What tools do I even have? I don't have a lot of tools, unfortunately. I need to get into the walls. Inside the walls! Oh my god. Now we go. I've got a really good defensive position. Stop. I need like 3 guys to just deal with these archers. I don't have any... I wasn't building anything, that's my problem. Yeah, that was on me. I might lose this because I wasn't preparing for the attack in a meaningful way. That was dumb. That was very dumb of me. Yep. I wasn't even paying any attention. I should have known that. Can I garrison? There's a bunch of you garrisoned in there. Got a couple more garrisoned in here. I'm sure it'll be fine. I can at least do a good job on, you know. Hey, there's the king.
King Henry and his forces made their arrival at Fleury.
Could they hurry? Could they hurry? I would love if they could hurry. That's not hurrying. Like, not at all hurrying. Hello? Why are you not attacking? The attack move seems to be somewhat buggy in this, I'll be honest. It does not seem to be doing what I am expecting it to do.
Knowing that King Louis himself was on the field, Henry saw his chance to put England's claim to Normandy beyond doubt.
Okay. So, who do I have doing what right now? I've got no one working on I've got no one working on stone right now, let's fix that. Got only one person working on wood right now. Let's fix that. I've got only 2 people working on mills. Nope, that's working on farm right now. Let's fix that. 1, 2, 3. Fair enough. Wait. So, I don't know a lot about this battle in particular, but the broader context, here very much is a debate over who gets to control, really Normandy's interests. Whether Normandy primarily faces up, or if it is primarily dealing with the rest of France. And this struggle will of course continue for a very, 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 very long time. An exceedingly long time. Cause even as, you know, Henry I's grandchildren, or great-grandchildren? One of those. You know, Richard and King John are both very deeply invested in Normandy, and in fact, John Lackland is the one to lose it. Right. And then the next century and a half of the narrative of English-French relations is England trying to retake Anjou and Normandy.
King Louis, determined to oust the English from Normandy, began sending attack parties
hardly a surprise.
to harass King Henry and his forces.
Hardly a surprise that I really need to rebuild this ASAP. I can definitely plug the wall with man-at-arms, but that's a bit of a janky way to do it. Probably not be too thrilled about that. And I don't have enough resources. I need to get up to Castle Age. What do I need to do to get up to Castle Age? I mostly need more food. That'll do it. Arsenal. I have a market already, so that's fine. I don't really need a lot of... I don't need a lot of stone right now. I can drop that to 600. And then buy more. Perfect. Then, do I have a spare villager? I do. Perfect. That's... oh god, that's a lot of people. The White Tower. Seems grand. Seems grand. Give me one more of those. Ranged armor, ranged damage. Fabulous, fabulous. Oh yeah, we're just gonna put the White Tower way the frick out here. Call that a day. Need a couple more people working on gold. And then I'm starting to run low on population, so I'll need to build some houses after. Well, there's nothing left here for me to recapture. Okay, fair enough. No, that's reasonable. I'm not sure why we're trying to recapture. I mean, I know where. Oh, Jesus. Alright. No, I hear you. I guess we're building a lot of spearmen. I guess we are building a lot of spearmen. For the moment, we can sell. Right. I'm not quite at castle age yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine, we'll just do that. What else can I build? Well... right, I need to build the stone wall before I can build the stone wall tower. That sounds obvious in hindsight, but here we are. This is how I'm going to protect the town of Fleury, because for some reason there is a teeny tiny narrow window that is the only place, literally the only place. No, stop. For God's sake. Really need these guys to do stuff? No. What? Hello? Hello? Are you all insane? Attack, move. Attack, move. Hello. Now. Did all my guys just die? All my guys just died. That's reasonable. W. Can I get just a couple, just like 3 people? Going up this way. Matter of fact, going all the way up this way. Well, hello. Hopefully this will be enough time, or something. power for us to not all die horribly. What can I build in here? I can build everything in here. I can not do upgrades, but I can actually upgrade everything. Man-at-arms, get really improved. I don't want to spend the cash on these guys yet, because I want to upgrade all of these. Not enough gold. Well, that's understandable. Nay, that was not what I wanted to do. Quite the opposite of what I wanted to do, in fact. That's okay, we should be okay. We should be okay. And then we can build a keep up here to help further protect us. That'll be sort of our grounding point to take on these two towns. Well, this town. And then we'll build another one up here, repeat, build another one. Bait them into attacking a network of castles, basically.
It is seek for Warde Frankers, mid Baldenes.
Villager. Villagers. Villagers. Oh, I am out of stone here. That's an interesting problem. Oh, for God's sake. Well, that answers that question. What am I going to do with these 6 people? They are all going to attempt to do what their brethren have failed to. They have all failed to do it, so we will send more people to do the same job. And then these guys will just have to live out in front of it until such a time as we can finish the stack. I think that is the answer to my dilemmas. Also, I hope that there's plenty left in this. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank very goodness. Because that would have been very awkward otherwise. Increase the gather rate. There. I should really increase the gather rate for gold soon, too. Is there any? There's another stone deposit there. That's going to be important to build the further upgrades. The further upgrades for everything. Stone gate. Then all these folk are going to then drop a castle up here. Perfect. Hey, look, we found them. Why am I building a keep? I'm building a keep. Well, hello! Jesus! It's 3 AM, we have Age of Empires 4 on hand. So, this is a great day. Welcome! Please don't outdamage the keep. Please don't outdamage the keep. I need... Luckily that's why I've got like 6 people building it. Henry the First. Henry the First, do the thing. We are going through Angevin history. They called it Norman, but it's actually Angevin. So we are playing as as Henry the First of England, mauling Louis VI of France. Absolutely murdering the heck out of him, hopefully. Maybe. We'll find out. increase carry capacity of all villagers. And then we need more gold. We always need more gold. For some reason, we never have enough of that. Gather rate for gold up. That should help with that problem. Now, all of you guys are gonna drop another something. Drop a siege engine workshop back here. In the meantime, the entire Doomstack is going to go Doomstack. And then we'll make some monks and we will try and go Wololo at people. Because you can go Wololo at people. And it is very important information. Hello? W. And then a barracks. I can't have any gold. As usual, I do not have enough gold for the things that I wish to do. Hooray! Oh, sweet. You know what I was just saying about how I don't have gold? I solved my problem.
Henry's men struck at the French forces and recaptured the town.
I have in fact solved that problem in its entirety. So... hooray! I don't have a town center in here. I should drop a town center in here first. Where do I put my town... where is the town center? There it is. We should drop one of those in. Crossbowmen. Yeah, let's grab some of them. Let's... don't need a lot, but we do need a few. And... I still don't have enough. There. It is time. Actually, it's not time. We can't actually do it yet. But we will figure out how to do it. King Louis is counterattacking. Yeah, that's predictable. Wonder how quickly we can pump out spearmen for this. And then do we have enough for a keep? We do not have enough for a keep right now. We don't even have close to enough for a keep right now. Holy moly. Military units, where are all of you? We should hopefully be able to retreat before things get too, or if things get bad, before things get too horrible. We'll find out. I don't really have any longbows. We're probably a problem. But we do have a monk. Sadly, we don't have... in this game, in order to Wololo, you actually have to have... you have to have a relic, and have to be actually holding the relic. So it's a problem. Like, Wololo is extremely nerfed. Okay, could my men not deal with the one horseman and actually, like, look at that mosh pit. Look at that glorious medieval mosh pit. I'm proud of them. I lost a lot of people from that mosh pit, but I'm proud of them anyway. Literally everyone walk forward on attack move. Please. Please. Hooray! We did it! Build more villagers. I've got 6... Why did I say go build more villagers? I've got plenty of villagers, actually. As it turns out. As it turns out, I think I actually have plenty. Those guys don't cost a lot, those guys do. Okay. Longbows. Max out the queue on longbows. Longbows and spearmen are going to make up the backbone of my army, as they should. That is incentivizing the correct things. But look at this. Look at this painful stack of horses. We're gonna need to spend some good time, just having a lot of people ready to just maul them, because they do a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage. Cool. Why do I have 3? We're not quite going all the way to war yet, because we have to get up here first, but yeah, then we're going to war. We absolutely gonna go to war, and it's gonna be painful. Wait, what? You guys actually got to destroy one of my houses? How rude of you. Unbelievably rude. By the way, I will say, this little chip down strategy, since they don't seem to be getting more people, seems to be remarkably effective. Silken bowstrings, awesome. More movement, sweet. Armor, also sweet. Good for everyone. You guys cannot yet build a... We could drop another castle in. Do we have the... We would be able to drop a castle here, and then also drop one elsewhere, but I think I'd actually rather be building a bunch of barracks. So that way, after, we can just crowd it out with spearmen. Just completely crowd it out the field with spears. We can add more of you to the queue. Comical amount of longbows. Hooray. More spears. We're out of wood. That's understandable. Let's put more people. There we go. Then they will sit back and wait. I can have this stack of... What is it, 5 people? Oh yeah, we can actually upgrade this too. Those are both important. So the 5 people here will sit and wait until after we take out the next town, and the next town will give us important things, like, you know, another castle. Wait, what? Are you sure about that? I guess in the meantime, let's actually, like, at least put up a palisade across the... Ah, there's too open. That's too open. I can't realistically do that, so it doesn't matter. Got the line of spearmen, and then the line of archers, and then the pretty low numbers of cavalry in comparison, to be honest. I don't have a lot of cavalry anymore. 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are the other ones here? I want to get like 15 people. Oh, shit, what? Funky. Okay. We're doing great. Look at that. Control 2. Control 1. This little squad. This little squad is gonna make us. These guys are gonna spread out, and then we push up. Don't have a great position to attack from here, to be honest. But we should still be okay. Just, like, walk up the road. There is such a thing as overthinking this. 4 is the miscellaneous. And then the villagers are going to sit back in a corner somewhere around here. So that way they are conveniently available to build a thing the moment it starts mattering. Voila! Look at all of these. And we should be good. As soon as I get visibility on these. The moment I get visibility on these guys. Should be good to drop a castle there. Oh, come on. Come on. We are in fact going.
Border towns recaptured, King Henry's claim to Normandy faced only one more obstacle: King Louis and his army. In the humble peasants' fields of Bremeux, 2 kings would settle their claim to Normandy.
And I've got like 9 people working on that. Perfect. 3 attack you. Perfect. We are figuring this out. We are doing grand. Sorry, Age of Empires is, as usual, a game that is very hard to talk coherently over, but also has quite a bit going on. Well, the building process is almost done. Repair it. And then one of you is going to go over here, one of you is going to go over here. Grab these, grab these. Stand over here, next to this. Spray gold enhancement. And then, I don't know, mangonels? So mangonels would be very fun. 2, run up here. 4, run up here. Then this squad also wants to drop another monastery over here. We actually already have one, never mind. Can I delete that? No, I cannot. I can just, like, abandon the project. Also, I haven't even built the thing. I've got enough to build another castle. That might be worth. And then we build a crap ton of spearmen. Just in case you thought we didn't have enough of them. I guess we're going for the double monastery route. Couple more of them. What do you have? You are just the Abbey of Kings. You just heal people. That's helpful, but it's not helpful enough. What? Saw? Okay. That's fine. That's extremely fine. We can... Do we have a market over here? We do not. We'll have to get some over here then. Nope, that's a town center. Market. Buy more wood. Or buy more stone, I should say. Watch this. Watch this. This will be very funny. I can just drop like 3... Oh good, there are mangonels. Spriggled. No. When in doubt, more spearmen? Yeah. I've got a stable over here. Let's drop a bunch of knights into the process. And I think I ran out of something somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You guys aren't doing anything actually important. Like, go work on farms. Go work on farms. That's useful enough. What else do I have? And, Mibblesitch, thank you for the follow just now. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm not saying the most coherent historical things I have ever said in my life, but I'm glad you're having a good time anyway. Well, for some strange and bizarre reason, where's an archery range? I need more archers of archers. No? No. Do I have any more upgrades I can actually meaningfully do? Or is it just kind of mash our face into... It seems to mostly just be mash our face into...
What needeth be undone? Every chance. Intended.
We'll see if there's anything useful in the Siege Engine Workshop. I don't think there is. I think it's mostly just I need 7 trillion spearmen in order to deal with all of them.
Leave the foot first, Frankish. Aggress yourself in Hastings. Yeah, and unread.
And honestly, right, Millhist is not my strong suit at the best of times. Pendoxva, thank you for the follow too. Right, Millhist is not my jam. I am good at very many types of history, but not military history, because it doesn't particularly strike me as the most interesting things that can be said. Nor as the ones most worth the effort of saying them. Because honestly, one thing Age of Empires doesn't even pretend to do, and it shouldn't, not with this genre doesn't lend itself to it, but, shift plus you, all of you are 4. Okay. All of these guys are 1. That's a decent number. I could use more though. What if I made more? And then these archers. Ah, perfect. There's 2 more over here. Wait, why are they shoving? Okay, so basically the idea here is I've got four bits of the army. Right, we've got the core of our army, which is just 7 trillion spearmen to deal with our 7 trillion horses. Makes some sense. Then we're gonna have approximately that many, similar number of longbowmen. That will be arrayed behind them. with their little defensive pilings to also mess up their many trillions of cavalry. I will have a bunch of siege engines guarded by a handful of men-at-arms on the flank, and they'll just bombard everything from behind there. And then my cavalry will move around to do whatever they need to. That's my plan. What my strategy is actually going to be is mash my face into them. Until it works, and pray I have enough spearmen. Sound good, chat? Does that sound like a viable strategy? Good evening to you too, Silver. And, oh, the third part of the strategy that I forgot to mention. If things start going bad, we retreat into the shadow of this trio of castles, and the trio of castles will just carry us. Wow. I've got a lot of spears here. By the way, what are they using? Hang on, hold up a minute. Sorry. Nice early modern spears. Look at those. Look at how fancy those are. Those are not 12th century in any way, shape, or form. I think we've got them all. I think we've got everyone we need here. Control 1. Part 2. Nee. Wait, what are those villagers? What are villagers doing in here? Villagers, get off to the side. You're not important. Plus those, plus you. Control 3. Line up and a raid like this. And then 4 is all of these guys. They can make another line formation. Well, that seems to pretty much be how their line... That pretty much is their line. This is a comical amount of spears. I don't know if it's enough. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's enough. Oh good, they've also quite happily lined up on me. Four, array yourself over there. 3, array yourself on the hill. 1, attack, move in. Three, attack, move in. 3, attack, move in. Let's go. Can these guys actually attack? Can these guys actually make attacks? That would be lovely. Are you guys ready to... Yeah! Wow. I mean, we win, but it's not pretty. It's not pretty. That engagement went really fast. Holy crap.
Far from home, but rallied by their king.
Well,
The
not really that
English
far from
army
home,
forced
but
a
that's
French
okay.
surrender and put King Louis and his knights to flight. With the impromptu battle ending in resounding victory for the English, King Henry had secured his ancestral lands.
Those lands
under
would
the
then be
English
expanded farther under Henry II, primarily due to his marriage to Eleanor of Aquitaine. Eleanor of Aquitaine was the Duchess of Anjou and obviously Aquitaine, which total between Normandy, Anjou, and Aquitaine would be about a half of the landmass of modern France. It's a lot. It is a lot. And so that's when sort of English lands in France reach their zenith, and then are promptly thrown away by Henry II's son, John. But Louis VI here, we've just bullied him. We totally bullied him, but he is super important in French history because Louis the Fat is the first of the Capetian kings to really regain broad authority in France. Before then, despite nominal claims to rule, the Capetian kings of France really just controlled Paris and not a lot else, which is kind of a problem when you're trying to rule everywhere else. The Duke of Aquitaine was far, far, far more important. Far, far more important. But under Louis the Fat's reign, and he rules for like 30 years or something, he has a really long rule, and it shows. French royal authority expands from Paris down to Orleans and continues pushing even farther past that. The church starts really taking the side of the French kings he really heavily courts them, and they start taking his side in the skirmishes. And as they said, well, I don't like that they use barons necessarily, but that the lords of France, from barons all the way up to dukes, they end up start actually coming to him to resolve their disputes like he's supposed to. Philip Augustus continues that process, G. Silver. But the process really starts under Louis the Fat and continues for the next two kings, or for the next several kings. Philip Augustus kind of marks the high point of that, where French royal authority actually surpasses English royal authority for the first time in a long time. Really, since the Carolingians, is the first time you can say that the French king is a more powerful ruler than the English king. And that was due to Philip Augustus bailing on the Third Crusade to go beat up Normandy. Still, we will not continue from here today, because we have been going for 4 hours, and that is plenty long enough for our first stream. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you follow, and make sure you tell other people about it. We'll be back with more of this next week, probably do just the other half of the campaign. Hopefully it won't be too long. They seem to do the campaigns as pretty short scenarios, and I will get better at the game as we keep going. Also, if you like this, do consider subscribing. Subscriptions help a lot. To support the channel, help me get new games, and everything that I earn, after paying for rent, etc. I do have other work, different job, and I'm a student, so that obviously slows things down. But, any surplus goes right back into the channel to make it better for you guys. Coming up, we have New World. We will not stream on Sunday. It will be Halloween. I will be enjoying Halloween. You all should be enjoying Halloween too. But on Tuesday, we will have more New World. I will have another guest on, a specialist in Mesoamerican history, primarily pre-Columbian, but they will be able to tell us a little bit about the other side of the Atlantic to Aeternum. And then we are going to be starting up the Legend of Tianding. Blues, you're about to move to the US. You gotta get into the spirit of the thing. Gotta get on that. It will be expected of you once you get here. Anyway, yeah, so that'll probably be Friday. Actually, no. We're gonna have to put that off a bit. We're gonna have to put off Tianding for a bit, because it'll be Tuesday and then Friday. Friday is going to be more Age of Empires. Tianding will start on 1 week from Sunday. So, how's that sound like a plan? That game's super cool. That game is about a Taiwanese folk hero. Y'all should be very excited for it. It's going to be a great time. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. And I hope I will see you again in future streams, especially new followers, people who just showed up to chat for the first time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll stop by for more stuff. So get hyped for guests and more deeply historical chats and deeply ahistorical confusion in New World coming up on Tuesday. Have a good night, everyone.